Hello, it's Jennifer. Today is Wednesday, January 24th, and here in Southern California in Zone 10, it's actually quite warm. So today it's probably in the low 80s, and I am currently putting in a second batch of greens. So this time I'm trying some more different types of cabbages to see how they grow in my yard. Today I planted some Chirimen Hokusai cabbage, so 4 of them in this bed. What was removed was some broccoli that we ate. It was very good. I have broccoli growing elsewhere in the yard, so I didn't replace those with broccoli. So back here is a broccoli replacement. And then I believe that this one is either broccoli or cauliflower. This one I believe is a cabbage, and that one there is either broccoli or cauliflower as well. And then this is one of my Michihili cabbages, and this cabbage tastes really good. It has the texture of lettuce actually, but it tastes like regular old lettuce. It's quite nice stir-fried and also in soup, so I cooked it with some kielbasa last week, another plant. Unfortunately, the bugs love it, so there's just holes all in the leaves. This green tiger stripe tomato, it grew during the winter, so it actually I guess volunteered in November, and somehow it managed to grow all during the winter, so in December, and now it's bearing fruit. I'm surprised, but here it is. It looks kind of straggly, but the fruits are good. They're nice and tart. I like them a lot, and they look really nice in salad. What's left of the broccoli that I pulled. I'm going to cut these up and put them in the compost bin. Compost those leaves up. I actually don't like the taste of broccoli leaves cooked. They're rather strong. They don't taste good to me. Over here are some cabbages. They're starting to head up. Bugs are attacking them. I don't know whether it's slugs or worms. I haven't been able to find any worms on this, so I'm going to right now assume that it's actually slugs. A new cabbage I planted today. This is Savoy. I'm trying it again in a different location in the garden. The other 2 Savoy that I grew were in that square garden box from the beginning of this video, and the scale just came and covered the entire plant. It was disgusting. And then another cabbage that's kind of struggling here. This bed, I am starting to transition over to spring and summer, so these are my romaine lettuces, and this is just some green leaf lettuce. They all grew pretty big. I will harvest this romaine as soon as I have room in my fridge for it. So I had a few of these green leaf lettuces. They got to be over 2 feet wide, and basically they fill 2 2-gallon bags each. So these are huge. We'll be eating salad forever. Here are my onions. I'm not sure if they're bulbing yet, but the stems are getting very thick. I probably should eat some of these onion greens. I keep probing the dirt to see if they're bulbing, but I guess I'll just have to be patient. They should be done in February or March, but if they don't bulb, I'll just eat them as spring onions, which is perfectly fine with me and my husband. And here are my carrots. They're looking a little droopy because I just watered them, so they're weighed down with water. But a few of them are actually ready for harvest whenever I guess salad calls for it, or snacking calls for it. Maybe I'll pull some tonight, I don't know. But it's doing really well. And the other Michihili Cabbage, and this one is doing really well. This seems to be in an area where the slugs and bugs are less prevalent, so the leaves here are strong and not eaten so much. So these are my fava beans, and they're suffering greatly, and I can't tell whether they're overwatered or whether they really can't take the heat. So it's been consistently in the 80s in January, and I know that these don't like heat at all. And I'm wondering whether I should pull them because they have flowered, but I haven't seen any evidence of any beans being formed. So I'm skeptical that these are working out here. It just may be too hot in Southern California this winter for fava beans. It is now Friday, January 26th. So I've just learned that we're going to have a Santa Ana for the next few days, and temperatures will be in the 80s and 90s. I decided to go ahead and pull out the fava beans since it seems that any temperature above 75 is really stressful to them. So instead, I planted that area with more of these cabbages I'm experimenting with. So the ones in this back row here are Napa cabbages, and then this is a cabbage here and here called Pai Sai. So I'll see how these grow. So far just a regular head cabbage. Looks like it's growing well. They're heading up. So we'll see how this goes. I also went ahead and planted some of my tomatoes. So they were getting a little too big to be indoors. So I put them outdoors. Looking at the forecast, it looks like the nights are going to start getting above 50 after tonight. We have that Santa Ana coming, so hopefully these tomatoes should be pretty good. The lesser sweet Japanese don't like the burning hot weather that much, so perhaps planting them now will let them get well established, such that when summer does come, either they're already dead and have produced, and I plant new plants, or they have dug in their heels and are doing just fine. Anyhow, this year I am putting in the tomato cages. So last year I tried the single stem method, and I didn't like that at all. It was high maintenance, and I didn't see any kind of improvement with the condition of the tomatoes in terms of disease and bugs and powdery mildew. So this year I'm going back to the cages. I went ahead and instead of just inserting them in the ground, to hand depth, I went ahead and pounded these in with a rubber mallet. So hopefully they'll stand up much better. I'm also this year trying to be more conscientious about labeling my plants. So I went ahead and put the labels on the ground as well as on the tomato cage itself to let me know what these are. So I'll see how it goes this year. I think that's about it for January. Just letting everything grow, getting my spring seedlings going and started, which they're doing just fine, and preparing the dirt for spring and summer crops. So that's all for now.